Hi guys. Today in grammar, we're going to take a few little notes, not too many, in our writing journal about the suffixes y, ly, and ily. Okay, and so suffixes are sounds that you can add to the end of a word that changes them, and it does change them. And we're going to talk about how these suffixes change a word. Okay. So first, what I've done is I've printed out, and I want us to look at these, some different nouns. And they're all kind of about weather. I don't know why. But they're all weather related. I'm not going to put them all because I don't think I have enough room. Let's put this one because this one's a special one. All right, so here, these are all nouns. Okay, they're all things when we talk about weather. Y'all see them all? There we go. Now, if we have a noun and we add a y onto it, and we go cloudy, windy, misty, stormy, snowy. Now, breezy's a little weird. We got to take that E off first, then add the y. Okay? Breezy. When we take a noun and we put a y on it, it automatically, all of a sudden, becomes an adjective. And it's a describing word now. So we could say the stormy night. Okay? The breezy Friday afternoon. The cloudy morning. You're describing now. They become describing words. So, before I had you do any activity, I thought we would talk about this first. So what I want you to write, let's write a little note. Let's put, I'm going to put a big Y so we know what happens. Okay, so for the suffix Y, when you add a Y to the end of a noun, comma, it becomes an adjective. Okay? So it changes from a person, place, or thing to a describing word, to a word that describes that person, place, or thing. Okay, so that's the Y suffix. Now, okay, let me find these. Now I have some adjectives for you. Rough, smooth, dim, quiet, and loud. Okay? So these are all adjectives. These are already describing words. This is where the suffix ly happens. Oh, I didn't leave much room. Roughly, smoothly, dimly, quietly, loudly. Now these are no longer adjectives, they become adverbs. Remember, adverbs describe your verb. So, Ty loudly played his drums. Okay, he didn't quietly do it. I'm describing how he played them. He loudly played. Okay, the verb is played. How did he do it? He did it loudly. How about Willow quietly played her guitar? How did she play her guitar? Quietly. Okay, let's see. How about this one? Aria roughly ran around the playground. How about that? Okay, how did she run around the playground? Roughly. Okay, and that describes her. My 4-year-old, she is a rough little cookie. Okay, she is tough. All right, so she roughly played, or roughly ran around the playground. How did she run? Roughly. So, when you add ly onto the end of an adjective, you turn it into an adverb. All right? So, let's write that note so we don't forget. So, ly, when Y to the end of an adjective, comma, it becomes an adverb. Okay. Now, I have one more for the ILY, and these kind of go together. Okay. It does the same thing, except sometimes your adjectives already have a Y on them. So the sleepy cat laid by the window. The busy mom worked at packing lunches. Okay? The test was easy. The noisy car clanked down the road. Okay, these are all describing words. They're already adjectives, but they have a Y on the end already. When they have a Y on the end already, in order to turn them into that adverb, okay, like this first one with just the LY, you have to take the Y off and add ILY. Okay? Take the Y off and add ILY. So, the cat laid by the window sleepily. Okay, it sounds kind of weird, doesn't it? The cat laid by the window sleepily. How did they lay by the window? Sleepily. Okay. The mom packed lunches busily. All right. How did she pack her lunches? Well, she was busy, so she did it busily. All right. The student completed their test easily. How did they complete their test? Easily. All right. The car went down the road noisily. How did the car go down the road? Noisily. Okay, it's telling the action. You're describing how they went down the road. All right, so adverbs describe the verbs. So when it has a Y, your adjective has a Y, you have to take it off and then add the ILY. So these kind of go together. They're the same thing. But we have to say when you remove the Y and add ILY to the end of an adjective, it becomes an adverb. And as I'm writing this week, I'm really going to try to remember, I know we use a lot of adjectives. Adverbs probably don't come as easily to us in our writing. So maybe as we add a few adjectives in our writing, we can switch them around to make it more interesting by changing them into adverbs. We'll try to do that, and I'll try to keep that in my mind for our writing this week as we start revising and editing, okay? So you kind of think about that as we're starting to write also, and I'll try to remember when we do those lessons, okay? All right, so that is all for today. Tomorrow I'm going to have you sort some words that already have this. Just sort them into Y, LY, and ILY. And then the next day you'll have to sort them based on adjectives or adverbs. So this rule, this page right here is really going to help you the rest of the week for grammar. We might at the end of the week do some subjects and predicates. Or, oh no, we've done a lot of those. Let's do maybe syllables, more syllables at the end of the week. That'll be good.